shot and how we win in the next week.
And a lot of that money now came from Mitch McConnell. What did you think when Mitch McConnell threw $9 million behind Lisa Murkowski?
Well, here's another update that's just happened. Murkowski is polling for Pelosi. Of the 4 candidates on our House seat, she's endorsed and is literally campaigning with the one candidate who supports Pelosi for Speaker. So Murkowski is wearing the jersey for Team McConnell, Team Biden, Team Pelosi. As you know, they've flooded Alaska with more dark money than both our races have spent combined. And Murkowski's response to McConnell's $9 million was, "You've been there for me, Mitch. I'm going to be there for you." So I want to make this into an ad. You can go online to donate for us, kellyforak.com, so we can let every Alaskan know she's completely beholden to the establishment. She's not standing up for Alaska. This is about voting in McConnell as the Republican leader, just as you've identified, Sean. She's the kind of politician that the word swamp was created for. She's only in there because her dad appointed her to his vacant Senate seat. This is a career politician who stands up for McConnell and Biden and the establishment at the expense of Alaskans.
It's so sad, and I read, too, that she's not even supporting Governor Palin, Sarah Palin. She's supporting the Democrat that, you're right, would support Nancy Pelosi. You can't even make this up. And, you know, I love Alaska so much because I love the people of Alaska, and I love their rugged individualism, all the people in Alaska that live off the grid. I watch every Alaska show that's on TV, and I sit there in fascination. I don't know how you live in the cold the way you do, but it's such a different life than I live. I'm fascinated by the people that live it. And it's just sad to me that Alaska can't have a simple, normal primary/election process. And they've taken on this convoluted system, which is designed to, it's like the incumbency protection voting system that they've created up there.
You've got it, Sean. It's a desecration of democracy to re-engineer an entire election system under the deception of the voters in order to preserve your Murkowski monarchy at the expense of the will of the people of Alaska. If this was a normal election system, it's clear what the voters want. She knew that years ago. She knew a couple years ago that Alaskans wanted her out, which is why they re-engineered our entire system. In fact, if you go back multiple elections, Murkowski's never played an election fair. And if she would, she would have been out years and years ago. And that's the really sad reality of this is Alaskans have a senator representing them who doesn't actually represent them. And that's what we're seeing with all this dark money from the establishment and the lower 48. These aren't our Alaskan dollars representing us. And analyses done of all the money playing between the PACs and her campaign, less than 5% of the money is coming from us up here in Alaska. This is someone who's bought and paid for by the DC insiders and the lower 48. And it's time that our Alaska voice actually be heard in Washington, D.C.
So this is a winnable race. You're in a dead heat right now. So you could win this thing outright if you get 50% of the vote on election day. If not, the 2 finalists will have a runoff. When would that be?
Well, it's not really a runoff. What they do is they take the votes that are cast in the rank order on November 8th, and they just tally those up and kind of run them up. So the second and third place votes of our fourth and third place candidates get rolled up, if you will. And we'll know the end result the day before Thanksgiving. That's when we'll know the results. But it is winnable. That's why I've been knocking thousands of doors across Alaska. We convert people at the doorstep. A lot of it is just overcoming the lies and misinformation that have been spread by McConnell and this dark money. If we can get out more ads and information about the truth, we're able to persuade these moderate voters or even people who are slightly to the left or slightly to the right, and they voted for Murkowski and this family for 41 years. And when they understand there's another candidate out there and what the truth is, they're quick to come over. That's why the ads would really help this last week. The more we can get the truth out, we win. kellyforak.com to help us. And I'm doing all the groundwork I can. And we just got done seeing 23 communities in 2 weeks on a long road tour out there below zero, knocking on doors and getting out the vote and getting out the word. And it's really working, Sean. I'm confident we're going to win. It's just going to take a lot of work to overcome this.
Well, I hope people will contribute to your campaign. This is one campaign. I cannot believe Mitch McConnell did this, especially when money is desperately needed in Arizona and New Hampshire right now, because those are very winnable races. And he should have kept his nose out of Alaska, but yet he took this money that was desperately needed, gave it to a reliable swamp creature, fellow swamp creature that will only go back to Washington and reestablish and put him in power. And frankly, for this, he shouldn't be the leader of any party.
I agree with you.
I find these tactics just despicable on his part. And frankly, Murkowski has played this game and gotten away with it long enough. And I just hope the people of Alaska are aware enough to learn the system so that they can make sure and ensure that you win on Election Day. So we're looking forward to watching Kelly Chewbacca. This is an important Senate seat, and we really could use people like you in Washington. Hopefully you'll be able to pull this off.
Thank you, Sean. I appreciate your support.
All right, 800-941-SEAN if you want to be a part of the program. Can you believe what a messed up system that is, Linda?
Honestly, I was having a hard time following it. Just her explaining it was difficult. I was like, I just don't know why it has to be so hard. It's like you say all the time. Why can't we just all go out, vote on one day, cast our votes, count them up, and be done?
Yeah, simple. Not that complicated.
Seriously.
All right, quick break. Right back to our phones. 800-941-SEAN, our number, as we continue, and then your calls for the final half hour as well. You know, when cyber criminals comb the dark web for stolen items, some of the things that they value the most are what's called PII, personal identifiable information. That includes your full name, social security number, driver's license, bank account numbers, passport numbers, phone numbers, email addresses. All of us every day are putting personal information like this on the internet, and we're putting ourselves at risk. LifeLock.com by Norton sees all of the risks that we otherwise would miss on our own. If in fact your information is ever compromised, they will alert you. If you are a victim of identity theft, you'll get a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist that'll fix it for you. It's a low annual rate, and you can save an additional 25% off your first year by using the promo code Hannity when you call 1-800-LifeLock or just go to lifelock.com. That's 1-800-LifeLock, lifelock.com. Save an additional 25% off their already low price, and it'll protect your good name and reputation and your finances and your credit score.
Each and every day, Hannity's got something new. Sean Hannity is on right now.
Hey, do you want to improve your shooting? Of course you do. Now, you're going to love Mantis X. Now, they have improved my shooting dramatically. It is a must-have for every responsible gun owner. Now, the Mantis X is a high-tech but simple-to-use system used extensively, by the way, by the military, and it improves your shooting quickly and will give you the confidence in your ability to protect what you love. Now, here's how it works. You attach the Mantis X to your firearm. You connect with an app on your smartphone or tablet or Bluetooth. It gives instant feedback on what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and how to correct your technique. Now, the Mantis X is like a firearms instructor right in your pocket. And 94% of shooters improve within 20 minutes using Mantis X. And Mantis X is the best way to train at home. No driving to the range, no spending money on range fees and ammo. You're going to save a ton of money and improve your shooting. So start improving today. Just go to mantisx.com. That's MANTISX.com.
Now, I've told you about how Relief Factor helped me with my aches and pains. Let me tell you about Haven in Texas. Haven writes, I'm taking Relief Factor from my shoulder and lower back, and it works. No more pain. My husband started taking Relief Factor for his upper back and hip and didn't think it was working until he ran out and realized the pain was coming back. Relief Factor just works. We are so happy it's working for you and your husband like it does for thousands of others across America. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free solution developed by doctors to help your body attack the underlying inflammation causing pain. What activity would you like to be doing again? Your first step to becoming pain-free could just be to order the 3-week Quick Start for only $19.95. After trying Relief Factor, over 500,000 people have gone on to order more. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF to find out more about this offer. That's 800-4RELIEF. Live your best life and feel the difference with Relief Factor.
Ready to start, enhance, or pivot in your career? At University of Phoenix, we offer more than 100 online programs aligned to 300 real-world occupations, and 80% of them are in high-growth fields. We can help match your interests to a program, and you can customize your degree with a certificate or specialization, giving you a competitive edge in today's job market. To learn more, visit phoenix.edu.
No, not now.
That sounds like it's gonna cost you.
I know what to do. I'm going to cashnetusa.com. I can apply in minutes, get an instant decision, and if approved, I could have the money in my account as soon as the same business day.
When you need money fast, be the hero. Go to cashnetusa.com to apply for the money you need now. The exact timing as to when your loan funds will be available will be determined by your banking institution.
Rocket Mortgage will cover 1% of your rate for the first year at no cost to you with Inflation Buster. That's more road trips, more progress. Plus, rates drop within 3 years of your home purchase. You get exclusive savings when you refinance with Rate Drop Advantage. Save when you buy today and refinance tomorrow. Call 833-7-ROCKET today or visit inflationbuster.com to start saving.
For fees, covered rate, lock date requirements, and other terms and conditions, visit inflationbuster.com. Call 1-833-7-ROCKET. Equal housing under license in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
The world is always on, but you shouldn't be. Put your sleep to bed. At Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale, save up to 50% on ceiling, with queen mattresses starting at $349.99. Only at Mattress Firm. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
You're listening to Sean Hannity on 101.7 FM and 710 Keel.
I'm probably okay to have one more drink before I drive home. I'm probably okay. I open the window to stay alert. Probably okay. I just popped some gum in my mouth.
Step out of the car, please.
I probably made a mistake.
Probably okay isn't okay when it comes to drinking and driving. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You want local news and information? You've come to the right place.
Keel is where to go if you want to find out detailed information about the big stories in Shreveport-Bossier.
The home of Mike and Bacardi in the morning, 101.7 FM and 710 Keel. You're listening to Sean Hannity on 101.7 FM and 710 Keel.
All right, let's hit our busy phones here. Gerard is in Florida. Gerard, you're on the Sean Hannity Show. Glad you called, sir.
Hey, good afternoon, Sean. It's an honor to speak with you. I call from the free state of Florida as a former New Yorker that sought refuge down here about 20 years ago for a better life for himself and his family, and was not disappointed.
Well, I bet you are, because you're saving a lot more money than I am, and you're a lot smarter than I am, and the weather's a lot better with where you are. But hopefully one day I will be there with you.
Well, it's the policy of the governor down here, and we are literally the freest state in the nation. But to get to my point...
By the way, your governor is going to be on TV tonight with Lee Zeldin. Lee Zeldin now taking a lead in the gubernatorial race in New York, but I digress. Go ahead.
And I have a lot of interest in New York politics because my brother and 4 sisters still live up there. And so these races the local races have national impact because a lot of these Senate races are so close, and the balance of power in the U.S. Congress is so close that it's important for everybody to get out and vote. And I really want to thank you for your public service in doing all of these town halls and bringing out the message to the people that we have to run through the tape and making sure that they are aware of what the candidates stand on, where the issues are, because the Democrats really want to distract us by doing the cult of personality and talk about, things that don't even matter in the election, where you are focusing on the tabletop issues. And if the Republicans stay true to the 5 pillars of a policy such as crime, the economy, energy independence, immigration and a strong border, and parental rights and school education, which you highlight again and again on this show and on your TV show, it's a great service that you do, and I want to thank you for that, because you are being meaningful in very practical ways in bringing these issues and keeping them at the forefront and trying to overcome the static that the Democrats are doing in terms of trying to perpetuate falsehoods and things of this nature.
The last thing they want you to think about are the issues you're talking about, and that is the economy, record high gas prices, wide open borders, defund, dismantle, no bail, woke education. They don't want their record talked about. They would talk about anything other than that. And they've been very successful at ducking and dodging and never having to answer any questions. And the media, as usual, is complicit in aiding and abetting their ability to hide. But Americans, I think, they're suffering enough that pain is now waking people up to the fact that this is an unmitigated disaster for the country. Anyway, appreciate the call, Gerard. 800-941-SEAN, our number. You want to be a part of the program. Right back to the phones. Final half hour of the show as we continue.
How many folks will vote next week? Caddo Clerk Report Mike Spence telling Keel News he expects about 25% of registered voters in Caddo Parish to take part. That's about 39,000 votes. Early voting, by the way, wraps up today. Who has the most money in the mayor's race? Well, State Senator Greg Tarver is sitting on about $400,000. Tom Arsenault, $63,000. Mario Chavez, just over $50,000. Mayor Adrian Perkins did not file new reports as of late Monday afternoon. The owner of the Shreve Square building that burned down in September wants the city to wait before demolishing what's left of that building. He's filed legal papers to do just that. It's been 5 years since criminal justice reform went into effect in Louisiana. House Criminal Justice Committee Chairman Representative Joe Marino says while it's hard to tell how much the state has benefited, he believes it's made a positive impact. There were no big treats from the Halloween night Powerball drawing. The jackpot for Wednesday climbs to $1.2 billion. The one-time payout, close to $500 million. I'm Aaron McCarthy from 101.7 FM and 710 Keel.
Warm week ahead here. That starts today. Mid to upper 70s, mostly sunshine. Tonight, some clouds late, overnight low, right into the low mid-50s. Early clouds for Tuesday, and some gradual clearing. Go up to 74 degrees. Sunshine ahead for Wednesday. And it looks like we're flirting with heat. I'm Jeff Eno at the Weather Channel.
Ready to start, enhance, or pivot in your career? At University of Phoenix, we offer more than 100 online programs aligned to 300 real-world occupations, and 80% of them are in high-growth fields. We can help match your interests to a program, and you can customize your degree with a certificate or specialization, giving you a competitive edge in today's job market. To learn more, visit phoenix.edu.
It's a new day because COVID vaccines just got a big update. So all the big stuff coming up this fall, well, now you can say, you bet I'll be there. Because updated COVID vaccines protect against both the original COVID virus and Omicron. And everyone 5 and older can get one. So this is a moment we've all been waiting for.
Find updated COVID vaccines at vaccines.gov. We can do this. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. First,
it's pro time because at Lowe's, it's Provember. Save big with inventory you can count on, like Flex products or DeWalt power tools starting at just $99. Plus, Lowe's MVPs members earn up to 3 times bonus points per dollar on select items. Save all Provember long. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. MVP's Pro Rewards Program terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/Pro Rewards and terms. Subject to change. Prices valid from 10/17/22 to 2/3/23 or until supplies last.
The stories you want to know about. We've got breaking news and trending talk right here on 101.7 FM and 710 Keel.
Buying a home? Rocket Mortgage will cover 1% of your rate for the first year at no cost to you with Inflation Buster. That's more road trips, more front row seats. Plus, if rates drop within 3 years of your home purchase, you'll get exclusive savings when you refinance with Rate Drop Advantage. Save when you buy today and refinance tomorrow. Call 833-7-ROCKET today or visit inflationbuster.com to start saving.
For fees covered, rate like date requirements and other terms and conditions, visit inflationbuster.com. Call 1-833-7-ROCKET. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org number 3030.
Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Only in the forest can you see this. And this.
and this. But nothing is there. You see that?
Cool!
That's your child's eyes opening up to a world of possibilities.
I didn't know it could do that!
Because one trip to the forest can start a world of difference.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go, like hiking, canoeing, fishing, or camping. Or create your own adventure with family and friends. You might just see this. Your moment's out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org. That's discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
1017 FM and 710 Keel has you covered. Stay on top of events in our community and our state with your home for breaking news and trending talk. 1017 FM and 710 Keel. You're listening to Sean Hannity on 1017 FM and 710 Keel.
Less big government. This is the Sean Hannity Show.
25 to the top of the hour. Your call's coming up, 800-941-SEAN. Our number. So this is the latest talking point, a strange one at that, by the Democrats. All got started by Kathy Hochul in the debate with Lee Zeldin. Obviously, it's not working out well because Lee Zeldin is now leading in the latest Trafalgar poll. And she started saying that Republicans, conservatives are data deniers or master manipulators. In other words, that it's a myth that all this crime is happening because of their defund, dismantle, no bail laws. Now, we've been chronicling these record statistics now since the summer of 2020, and the numbers speak for themselves. There's no data denial in the state of New York when murder is up 32% from 2019. That's not data denial, that's data reality. Or robberies up 32%, or felony assault up 24%, or burglaries up 49%, grand larceny up 19.6%, auto theft up a whopping 148%. And you're seeing record high violent crime in every big city, small town across the country. 11 of the top 15 most violent cities in America are Democratic run and have been Democratic run for decades. But they stick to this idiotic talking point as if, oh, okay, all the crime we're seeing is just not happening. We're just making it up, or it's in our imagination. It's a fantasy. It's false. It's not true. Here's this idiot, Phil Murphy. I wish we knew he was vulnerable last election. Anyway, accusing the GOP of playing the crime card and racial elements to it is like the Southern strategy. Let's play the race card and lie at the same time. Here's what he said.
Listen, the other guys play the crime card relentlessly and shamelessly. It seems every election. And the facts and their portrayal of the facts are in entirely different places. That doesn't mean that crime is not an issue. It doesn't mean that we're not focused on it. But I will just say in New Jersey this year, violent crimes, shooting, homicides are all down meaningfully, between something like 15 and 30%. They're really good at playing the card. It reminds me, frankly, it goes back to Nixon's Southern strategy. It's got racial elements to it. Let's just call that for what it is. And here we go again. It feels like it's a movie that we've seen time and time again, and they're pulling that card out again this time.
No, it's called reality. And people see it. They know it. It's true. Defund, dismantle, no bail has been an unmitigated failure and disaster. Joyless Behar over at that hard-hitting news show, The View, saying crime is going down under Biden. No, it's not, Joyless.
All they do is talk about crime. Well, I looked it up. Murders in major cities have fallen by 4% so far in 2022 compared with the same period a year ago. So crime is not on the rise. It's actually going down under Joe Biden.
What are these people talking about? They're just denying reality. We've given out the statistics. We've scrolled the names. You know, the only time Democrats care about a riot is if it's something that they can weaponize politically. There were 574 riots in the summer of 2020. They lied to us and said they were either mostly peaceful or they said nothing because they didn't want to criticize their leftist base that was responsible for a lot of it. But if it's January 6th, let's put together a committee with all Trump haters. Let's ignore Nancy Pelosi. Let's ignore the Capitol Police Chief. Let's ignore the mayor of D.C., Muriel Bowser, all of which had jurisdiction, all of which had intel saying that there were people that were there to foment violence on January 6th. Let's decline the invitation in writing for the National Guard like Muriel Bowser did, and let's not ask them any questions at all. And let's ignore, and don't ask why dozens of Americans died in those mostly peaceful riots in the summer of 2020. You know, don't ask questions about the thousands of injured cops hit with rocks and bricks and rocks and then Molotov cocktails. And let's ignore the billions in property damage. Oh, well, sorry. Let's ignore the police precincts burned to the ground. Let's ignore the autonomous Chaz Chop Summer of Love spaghetti potluck dinner zone that killed Horace Lorenzo Anderson Jr. We had his father on the show on TV pouring his heart out to the country. Let's ignore all of this. And let's just say, sure, cutting back on the police, defunding, dismantling, no bail. Oh, that works. It's insanity. All right, let's get to our phones. Let's say hi to Charlie is in Georgia. Charlie Herschel Walker down in Georgia. We need him badly.
How are you doing?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Of course, we're up against the diesel fuel shortage, especially acute here in the southeast. I hauled about 30,000 gallons last night, basically just dividing it out. But the real issue is not like the crude oil input; it's the refinery output. We've not built a major refinery in this country since 1977, and they're fixing to close one in Houston. I think the company's called Mondale Bethel, and that's going to make fuel go up 5 to 10 cents a gallon just that one refinery closing, because it mainly is diesel fuel and the distillates that go in diesel fuel.
A year ago, a bag of potato chips at a grocery store was on average $5. These days, it's over $6. Dozen eggs, could have been picked up for $1.83. Now it's $2.90. 2-liter bottle of soda, $1.78. Now $2.17. Here's the problem. Truck drivers are struggling to even make money because of the shortage of diesel fuel. You have diesel suppliers warning businesses prepare for shortages and higher prices for consumers because while they usually have on a normal day 50 million barrels in storage, they're down to about 20 million barrels of storage. And one U.S. diesel supplier is warning businesses to prepare for all of these shortages, and it's going to impact all of us. Businesses better prepare for shortages, meaning they may not have any over time. Pump prices are rising in the U.S. as big oil, now they're not allowed to lift the finger. This is a sad reality of it. We've now been boxed in by Biden and climate alarmism, cultism, because we can't even get our way out of a bad winter now because it would take so long to ramp up production to the levels that we would need. So we're now going to all suffer. We're going to pay more, and we're going to suffer. Americans are going to see their heating bills go up 30% or much higher. I predict much higher. And that's even going to further put financial pressure on American families that they can't afford at this time. It's that bad.
A lot of people don't realize that every bit of the refrigerated food that's in a store or in your home is refrigerated on dyed diesel fuel. It's off-road diesel fuel. That there's not all the eggs, all the stuff you mentioned has to be refrigerated on diesel before it gets to the store. And all the farming that's done is done on dyed diesel fuel. And there's such a shortage of diesel fuel because that's really what Russia supplied to Europe was refined products. It wasn't necessarily raw products. And so what a lot of the companies are doing is they're tankering the diesel fuel to Europe because they can get so much more for it right now. And it's a problem that the Republicans and the Democrats own. There is not an energy policy that the Republicans have passed.
I hate to tell you, I beg to differ. We had energy independence under Donald Trump. Domestic energy production ended under Joe Biden. We were a net exporter of energy under Donald Trump. We would have by now we would be importing, if the Keystone XL pipeline were completed, it would have been completed a year ago if we continued it. We'd be importing 900,000 barrels of Canadian oil a day. So I don't want to hear that this is a Republican problem. Republicans believe in domestic energy production. There's not one Republican I know that wants to beg the Saudis, the Iranians, the Venezuelans, OPEC plus being Russia, to increase their output when we can be doing it here at home. We were doing it here at home.
And what I'm saying is the Republicans don't pass the legislation that do the things that we need. Like, they don't repeal back these executive orders and climate change and all that. What we got there because of Donald Trump's thinking, not because of Mitch McConnell. And
I agree with you, but Donald Trump isn't there now, unfortunately. Because if he was there, we wouldn't be having these problems.
Right, the Republicans they're incapable of, for whatever reason, and I'm not a Democrat, they're just smart, evil people.
But Charlie, they don't have the power to do a thing. The Democrats have controls of every lever of power. That's why this midterm in a week from today is so important. They can't do anything. They can't lift a finger to help this. There's nothing that they can do. They have no power in this at all.
In 95, the Republicans have had all 3 seats. They've had the presidency. They've had it 64% of the time. The last 15 Congresses, they've had it 8 times.
Listen, I'm not going to disagree with you on the refinery issue, but I will disagree with you on the energy independence issue. You know, we had
raw product. You're talking about raw product.
I'm talking about raw products, which, by the way, right now we could be sending to Western Europe, making a fortune on, and the refinery process could be taking place over there. There's all sorts of things we could be doing.
Yeah, but they've kind of fell under the same thing we have with all this clean air stuff. They've shut a lot of the refineries down. There's been 25 refineries shut down in the United States because.
Listen, if you want to make the case that Republicans can do more on energy when they get power, sure they can, but you can't deny that there's been a very dramatic shift in how we are producing energy. We're not doing it anymore. Joe Biden shut it all down. And he can say all he wants. Oh, we have 9,000 current leases out there. Not one of those 9,000 leases do we know have any energy that we know of for sure. All we know is there's potential for energy there. What we do know for sure is if we finish these pipelines, if we kept ANWR open, you know, this is verifiable resources we have. If we increased fracking and the production of natural gas, increased clean coal production, increased energy oil production, we'd find the means to refine it. Trust me, we'd be able to do it.
We've got to build some refineries, and that's where.
I don't disagree with that. That's true. That's a true statement.
Yeah, because the clean air stuff that Biden has executive ordered in is exactly why Chevron and everybody else are not putting. If a refinery is closable, they'll close it. And just because they're not going to put, it costs tens of billions of dollars to upgrade that and to get one built. And in 2027,
they're not going to do it when they know that Biden will say yes one day, and 3 days later, after they put $1 billion into it, say never mind. So they're not going to do it in the current political environment, which is why 1 week from today, let's begin the process of getting the country on the right track. Anyway, appreciate the call. Thank you. Bernie, Pennsylvania. Bernie, you're on the Sean Hannity Show.
Hi, Mr. Hannity. Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Thank you.
You've been having our colleagues, Ken, it's been very interesting listening to this. And, you know, many of us here in central Pennsylvania, we just shake our heads, and you guys mentioned it just a few minutes ago, but why can't we keep it simple? We go in and vote, and they do their jobs, and not beholden to all the dark money and so forth. But speaking of the dark stuff, one thing I haven't heard spoken about here in the Pennsylvania race, when we're talking about the Senate race between Dr. Oz and John Fetterman, the lieutenant governor, his medical issue also comes up, and Dr. Oz wisely stayed away. It's been very impressive how he just stays on topic on the issues. But I think one thing that I think the Democrats are being very coy about is if Lieutenant Governor Fetterman wins the Senate race and the Attorney General Josh Shapiro wins the governor race, he's a Democrat running against Mastriano, John Fetterman does not have to stay in office very long. He gets into office. Everybody's worried about his medical condition, and I am too.
Well, why do you think they're putting in Dr. Siegel said, look, there's a reason, and Fetterman even today refuses steadfastly to release his real medical records. And there's a reason. And the reason is what he suffered is severe. We don't know how severe. We know the limitations we see. And people that have that condition, Mark Siegel said on the program, you have a stroke, the odds are 23% higher that you have another one within a year. So not releasing the medical records, I think it's one of the reasons the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette went with Dr. Oz. Historically, they would tend to go with Democrats. And I also think that his lack of honesty, his no restrictions on abortion, moratorium on fracking, his desire for taxpayers to pay for safe heroin injection sites, his desire for Pennsylvania to be a sanctuary state, the shotgun incident, the advocating of releasing convicted murderers. It's all led to a crescendo, which is nobody wants John Fetterman in the Senate in Pennsylvania. Now, with that said, it is a very close race. There is a chance of the scenario you want. Yes, Democrats don't care. They look at John Fetterman as a rubber stamp. And if he's not a rubber stamp, he'll be replaced by another rubber stamp if, God forbid, something happens to him. I wish him the best of health. Appreciate the call. You've helped build MyPillow into the incredible company it is today, and that helps you get a better night's sleep. If you suffer from insomnia, well, I used to have that problem until all things MyPillow came into my life. I fall asleep faster. I stay asleep longer. Right now, you can get an incredible deal on these Giza Dream Sheets. You've heard me raving about them. As a matter of fact, it's made from the world's best cotton. It's the softest sheet you'll ever sleep on, yet extremely durable, breathable. And right now, Giza Dream Sheets are at their lowest price ever. And these sheets are 60% off, coming in as low as $39.99 when you go to the Sean Hannity Square at MyPillow.com. Every MyPillow product has a 10-year warranty. And now for the holiday season, they are extending their 60-day unconditional satisfaction money-back guarantee. And orders placed between now and December 25th will have their money-back guarantee extended until March the 1st, 2023. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the Sean Hannity Square, and check out this incredible flash sale on Giza Dream Sheets, along with other deep discounts on other great MyPillow products. Just go to the Sean Hannity Square, MyPillow.com, or mention my name when you call 800-919-6090. And those products arrive. The sleep you want, need, crave, desire, deserve will be yours.
If you miss one day, you'll be out of the loop.
Would someone please tell me what is going on here?
This is the Sean Hannity Show.
Now, November has been a very anticipated month and has been very stressful for many of us. When you need to de-stress, don't you want convenience? Now, the Michael Phelps Swim Spa by Master Spas. Now, get everything you need right in your own backyard. And right now, when you go to masterspas.com and use the promo code Hannity, you can save up to $1,000 off your Master Spa. That's promo code Hannity when you go to masterspas.com, the only hot tub and swim spa brand that I trust.
We tried Dynovite nutritional supplement, and after a couple of weeks, we noticed a big difference. Our little Gizmo's coat was shinier, and there was a lot less scratching and shedding.
My dog smelled and scratched constantly. We bathed and sprayed her, took her to the vet, but no results. Now, a little Dynovite in her food helps Bella keep her beautiful coat with no scratching or smell.
Happier, healthier with every bite. Over 1 million pets helped with Dynovite.
Welcome to America, the land of junk sleep, where it's bedtime, but you're double booked. Here, there's always one more deadline to meet, episode to watch, or meme to share. I want you to sleep. Only the sleep experts at Mattress Firm can help you find the right bed at the right price. Unjunk your sleep. In-store or online at mattressfirm.com today.
From relationships to home loans, Motto Mortgage loan originators are committed to delivering a loan process and mortgage you'll love. Find your local office for heart-to-heart home loan service at mottomortgage.com. Each office in the Motto Mortgage Network is independently owned, operated, and licensed.
I'm home. Rocket Mortgage will cover 1% of your rate for the first year at no cost to you with Inflation Buster. That's more road trips, more front row seats. Plus, if rates drop within 3 years of your home purchase, you get exclusive savings when you refinance with Rate Drop Advantage. Save when you buy today and refinance tomorrow. Call 8337-ROCKET today or visit inflationbuster.com to start saving.
Fees cover rate like date requirements and other terms and conditions. Visit inflationbuster.com. Call 1-8337-ROCKET. Equal housing lender license. Small 50 states. MLS Consumer Access.org. Number 33.
Funny to the rest of the world, but he sounds right on target for you. Moon Gavon, weekdays 9 to 11, is on 101.7 FM and 710 Keel.
At Family Dollar, we know you want more to enjoy your summer. Delight your family with our great assortment of ice cream and frozen treats. Family Dollar, helping you do more.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
I asked what kind of family she wanted. She said, a family like yours.
Learn more about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org. You can't imagine the reward. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Annika Patrick, and proud aunt. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing. But not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. 1 in 6. That little girl sitting alone at the playground, she can't play like the other kids. She doesn't have the energy because she's hungry. School lunch will be her only meal today. It breaks my heart that this is the reality in our country, but it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. This food is then provided to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about using your imagination, learning, and having fun. These children shouldn't have to miss out on simply being a kid because they're hungry. To find out how you can help end childhood hunger in your community, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Sean Hannity on 101.7 FM and 710 Keel.
That's going to wrap things up for today. Hannity tonight, 9 Eastern on Fox. Lee Zeldin now leading in the race to be the next governor in the state of New York. Ron DeSantis out campaigning with him. The two of them will join us together. Senator Ted Cruz has been all across the country campaigning for many candidates, will join us. Tudor Dixon now dead even in the state of Michigan against Gretchen Whitmer. We'll get an update from her. Kelly Chewbacca will explain the debacle, which is Lisa Murkowski in the state of Alaska. Newt Gingrich analyzes all of it. 9 Eastern, Hannity on Fox. Election Day is 1 week from today in America. Anyway, we'll see you tonight, back here tomorrow. Thank you for making this show possible.
If you own a business, this has been a bumpy ride. From pandemic to inflation, I'm sure you could use a break. If your business has 5 or more employees and survived COVID, you might be eligible to receive a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. The challenge is getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler, and that's why I founded GetRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you that money. The team of tax attorneys we have put together are highly trained in this little-known payroll tax refund program. We do all the work, charge not a dime up front, and simply share a percentage of the cash that we get for you. Businesses of all types qualify, including those who took PPP, nonprofits, and even those that had increases in sales. We have helped return over $1 billion to businesses, and we can help your business too. Just go to getrefunds.com and answer a few questions. This payroll tax refund is only available for a limited period of time. Don't lose out on up to $26,000 per employee. Go to getrefunds.com. That's getrefunds.com.
Buying a home? Rocket Mortgage will cover 1% of your rate for the first year at no cost to you with Inflation Buster. That's more road trips, more front row seats. Plus, if rates drop within 3 years of your home purchase, you get exclusive savings when you refinance with Rate Drop Advantage. Save when you buy today and refinance tomorrow. Call 833-7-ROCKET today or visit inflationbuster.com to start saving.
For fees, cover rate, like date requirements, and other terms and conditions, visit inflationbuster.com. Call 1-833-7-ROCKET. Equal housing lender license, law 50 states, NMLS Consumer Access.org, number 3030.
The world is always on, but you shouldn't be. Put junk sleep to bed. At Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale, save up to 50% on Sealy, with queen mattresses starting at $349.99. Only at Mattress Firm. Restrictions apply. See store or mattressfirm.com for details.
Babbel.com.
And trending talk, 710 AM, 1017 FM, KEEL, Shreveport, a Town Square media station.
Held without bail. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. A court appearance on state charges for David DePape, the man accused of breaking into House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's San Francisco home and beating her husband with a hammer.
He sat quietly in the courtroom as the judge, Diane Northway, a retired visiting judge, accepted his plea of not guilty. He faces a number of state charges, including assault with a deadly weapon, elder abuse, burglary, and so on. And of course, these state charges are in addition to several federal charges that were announced yesterday. And if convicted on all of these charges, of course, he could spend decades in prison, possibly more, because the assault with a deadly weapon charge carries a possible life prison sentence.
Fox's Claudia Cowan. Pennsylvania State Supreme Court has ruled officials cannot count votes from mail-in or absentee ballots that lack accurate handwritten dates on their return envelopes, directing county boards of elections to segregate and preserve those ballots. President Biden making a push for Democrats in Florida just 1 week before the midterm elections, telling seniors Republicans will make cuts to social programs.
You've been paying the Social Security your whole life. You earned it. Now these guys want to take it away. Who in the hell do they think they are? Excuse my language.
Florida Republican Senator Rick Scott has said the programs are running out of money. House Republican leader Kevin McCarthy has said a Republican majority would curb spending, but he did not say there would be cuts to entitlement programs. Israel holding elections today. Exit polls indicate former Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his allies may have won enough seats to return to power. Wall Street stocks ending lower as hot jobs data raises concerns the Federal Reserve will need to keep the pressure on inflation. The Dow lost 79, the Nasdaq off 97, the S&P minus 15. America is listening to Fox News.
Greetings, Sebastian Gorka here. For years, I've mentioned how much Relief Factor has helped the pain in my lower back. Gary from Ohio shared his experience too. He writes, I tried Relief Factor due to its botanical ingredients to reduce pain in my shoulder, knee, and lower back. After just a few weeks, the knee pain was completely gone, and the shoulder and back pain were reduced quite a bit. I can now exercise much more comfortably and practically pain-free. Thank you, Relief Factor. After trying Relief Factor, over 500,000 people have gone on to order more, so it looks like a lot of people are thanking Relief Factor. 3 weeks from now, you could be doing the things you enjoy doing. Your first step to becoming pain-free should be to order the 3-week quick start at the reduced price of $19.95. Go to relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF. That's relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF. Feel the difference with Relief Factor. relieffactor.com.
A prepaid plan for your celebration of life can give you and your loved ones peace of mind today. But what if you moved tomorrow. With us, you're protected. If you move more than 75 miles away, every detail of your prepaid plan moves with you to any one of over 1,900 locations in North America, guaranteed. That's a promise you'll find nowhere else. We're your local Dignity Memorial provider. Find us at dignitymemorial.com.
Finding the right person for the job isn't easy. Just ask someone who hired their personal trainer as a caterer.
All right, folks, let's keep this line moving. You there with the tongs. Picking up one Duchess potato at a time will not cut it at my catering table. Drop and give me 50.
But if you've got an insurance question, you can always count on your local Geico agent. They can bundle your policies, which could save you hundreds.
Okay, this is what we call the wild mushroom and asparagus dip and press.